Celebrating the 4th of July in America, ABC in all 50 states, images pouring in from across the country for America's 250th birthday, our 24-hour celebration of America 250, and we continue right now.
This will be wondrous. Right now.
Here it is. This tree is 1,500 years old. I mean, that's incredible.
This place is going to astonish you. So beautiful.
See firsthand as never before America's most beautiful natural wonders.
Wow! This is breathtaking.
Whoa, that is pretty amazing.
This is extraordinary. Look at how close. Oh, yeah. They're here.
You can't pay for this. You can't script this.
As David, Robin, Michael, Juju, Deborah, and Diane team up with National Geographic's intrepid explorers.
We have this spectacular landscape.
Oh my
this
goodness.
Amazing phenomenon.
This is exquisite.
How high up are we right now?
Roughly 6,000 feet above the river.
It's pretty humbling, isn't it?
It's extraordinary.
On a stunning American adventure.
We ready to do this thing?
We ready.
Right? What is that?
Oh my gosh.
I am here at Niagara Falls State Park. To be here in person is unbelievable.
Oh, I cannot see a thing. How did this not make me feel alive? I love this.
This is not for the faint of heart here.
No, it's not.
Walking at 100 feet up.
I know.
But it gives you an extraordinary view. They still tower over you by hundreds of feet.
In search of the 7 natural wonders of America. What 7 will be revealed?
Look at that. Oh, wow, that is incredible. Oh my God. That is an active volcano.
I mean, the scope of these trees is breathtaking.
It is.
As we celebrate the wonder of America.
Only found in America.
And Nat Geo's Bob Ballard joins us live too, from his deep-sea vessel in the South Pacific. Plus, National Geographic's opening their doors like never before, going deep inside their archives. Celebrate America's staggering beauty on this historic birthday.
This is one of the most beautiful things I've ever witnessed.
So as America marks this 250th, perhaps one of the gifts would be just taking a moment to remember the gifts that we have, the wonder that we have in this country.
Good afternoon and welcome back to our 24-hour celebration of America 250. We are going to begin this hour with the big reveal. The 7 natural wonders of America. They are stunning and vast, found in every corner of this great country. Iconic landmarks defining America's beauty, history, the strength of our people, and the original stewards of these great natural wonders. And we start with a wonder that is truly grand. Carved by the Colorado River, 18 miles wide, 1 mile deep, and it's the first reveal of our natural wonders, the Grand Canyon. The sun rising over the Grand Canyon, one of America's true natural wonders. So vast, it is impossible to fully grasp its beauty. For 6 million years, the waters of the Colorado River carving away at the rock. The canyon, 277 miles long, 18 miles wide, and from the rim, it's more than 6,000 feet down to the canyon floor. And on this day, we begin our journey as the sun comes up. We're about to fly over the canyon with the explorer who spent 14 months hiking the entire length of the canyon.
Morning.
Hey, Pete.
How are you?
A beautiful morning.
Thanks for getting up early.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ready to go see something pretty cool?
We're not going to hike the whole canyon like you.
We take off from Flagstaff, Arizona, headed to the northernmost part of the Grand Canyon with National Geographic explorer Pete McBride.
So this right here out the window, we're looking at the South Rim where millions of Americans come every year.
We're about to cross into what is arguably one of the most iconic national parks in the United States. I would say it's one of the most remarkable landscapes on the planet.
The magnitude of the canyon etched so deep into the earth, it makes it unmistakable, one of the few canyons that can be seen clearly from space.
Our first real glimpse here of the canyon is the north rim being illuminated by the morning sun here. really spectacular. So this is the north rim, and we can see some of the south rim here. And what's the distance between the two?
The widest stretch will be about 18 miles.
18 miles.
From above, the depth of the canyon is astounding.
You could stack how many Empire State Buildings to get to the top of the rim there?
You can stack 5.
5. That puts it in perspective.
Now you're getting your first glimpse of the architect of the canyon, the Colorado River. 1,450 miles through 7 states.
We can see the Colorado River snaking its way through the canyon. But we notice something else, too. There are parts of the canyon changed by climate.
So this rock formation that we're looking at used to be surrounded by water.
Correct.
Now completely surrounded by dry land.
We land on the north side of the canyon.
Nothing like landing in the canyon, huh?
Right.
Not far from one of the main gateways into the national park. And we make our way to the Colorado River.
So where are we headed?
This is Lee's Ferry. Watch step.
We head to one of the most iconic points on the Colorado River, Horseshoe Bend, which draws millions of visitors every year. And on this day, we look up, the visitors dotting the edge of the canyon, thousands of feet above us.
They're tiny, which gives you an idea of the scope of the canyon. But it's the draw, right?
I mean, it's a huge lure to come to these places. I mean, we all feel awe and wonder. And I think part of the dance and the balance is how to do it in a way that's sustainable.
Yeah, that's always the struggle, isn't it?
That's always the dance.
It was not long ago, I was one of those visitors up on the rim, capturing my own videos, marveling at the beauty of the canyon from above.
This is Horseshoe Bend in Arizona. Clearly we're not the only ones on the lake. I'll show everybody.
The howling winds and the crush of people at the canyon's edge, all looking out at Horseshoe Bend and the Colorado River wrapping around it. And a century ago, it was someone else captivated by the beauty here.
I mean, just the scope of Horseshoe Bend here, it makes me think of President Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, when he came here. He was an avid hunter. He was aware of the commercial possibilities, the money that could be made, and then he saw this place.
Yeah, and he said to them, and they were all timber barons and people that wanted to industrialize this place, he said, leave it as it is, you know.
He was that moved by what he saw.
Yeah.
And as we make our way down the river, we see the wildlife, the ducks crossing the river, the family of bighorn sheep making their way down to the water.
Hi, little guys.
The wild horses along the edge of the river. The Grand Canyon is a refuge for thousands of species. There are 5 different ecosystems here. And soaring high above, the California condor. Not so long ago, nearly extinct. Their rebound is considered one of the great success stories here. And we learn that many of the birds here don't migrate south in the winter. They simply migrate up and down the layers of the canyon. They can find their own climate, navigating the extremes found right within the canyon's walls. We head upstream, weaving our way through the canyon.
So you can see the dam coming into view.
We approached the Glen Canyon Dam, a wall of concrete 710 feet tall. They started building it in 1956. On the other side of the dam is Lake Powell, the second largest reservoir in America. And we noticed something else. Carved into the canyon walls here, you can still see the boreholes they drilled when they were building the dam.
So these holes in the rock on the side here were the work roads?
They were work roads. I mean, they built an entire town off to our right here called Page, Arizona.
Just to build the dam?
Just to build the dam.
Now, 70 years later, the sheer number of people who depend on the water from the Colorado River is staggering.
So this dam right here is a reminder of what this river is being used for and the tens of millions of Americans who depend on this water.
40 million Americans rely on this water.
But on the other side of the dam, a looming crisis.
The fact that Lake Powell on the other side of this dam, which is supposed to be full because of this dam, it is no longer.
It's currently at about 23% full.
How concerning is that?
Very. It's alarming because we're in our 3rd decade of drought. It's impacted by a hotter, drier climate. We have too many straws in the drink, basically, and it's hard to claw that back.
So bottom line, Americans everywhere have a vested interest in the future of this river.
Completely.
Along the river here, the steep canyon walls, we go in search of the secrets still being discovered here, the ancient rock writings that tell the story of the Native American ancestors who first lived in the canyon. As you hike through the Grand Canyon, you're met with reminders of the ancestral Puebloans, the work that they did here, the cultural work. And you can see that this is a petroglyph here etched into the side of the stone over my shoulder, reflective of the time. By some accounts, this right here is 1,000 years old. There are 11 indigenous tribes deeply connected to the land here. For them, this is a sacred place. The vastness of the Grand Canyon and the areas that surround it is simply staggering here. Everywhere you look, the rock formations, you can see layers in the rock that actually help tell the history, the age of the Earth. In fact, at the bottom of the Grand Canyon itself is rock that dates back nearly 2 billion years. And over my shoulder here, off in the distance, you can see the Navajo lands. Native Americans have called the Grand Canyon home for at least 12,000 years. We make our way to the edge of the canyon along the south rim and prepare to hike down into the canyon with Pete, who spent more than a year hiking and living the canyon.
When you stand on the rim, you can look in and be like blown away, but when you walk in, it gives you the reference of time and scale. And you start to realize really how small we are.
Which is actually a very valuable thing in coming here.
I think it's one of the most valuable things this place can offer to everybody. We're roughly 6,000 feet above the river, which is amazing to think we were at river level earlier today.
Yeah. You can see the lines in the rock right here, sort of recording time over centuries.
Yeah, it's just a layer cake of geologic time. The youngest layer is on the top, walking down to the oldest layers. The Colorado River, when it formed roughly 6 million years ago, created this amazing landscape. It did all the heavy lifting.
In 2016, Pete, who is a filmmaker and photographer,
how cool is this?
And his friend Kevin Fedarko, a writer, would set out to hike from one end of the canyon to the other. It was a treacherous journey, 750 miles, more than 14 months.
Little bush.
Hiking through all 4 seasons.
Pretty amazing.
The intense summer heat.
It's just beating down on us.
The storms. The winds as winter nears, navigating the edge of the cliffs.
Hard to imagine that that's potentially 3,000 feet down.
They would encounter the barriers and the beauty, too.
It's a nice view.
Awestruck by the canyon's many faces.
Wow.
Pete tells me they hiked the entire canyon, not to bring attention to themselves, but instead to bring attention to this natural wonder.
It wasn't about trying to thump our chests or conquer this place. It was a way to talk about this place. Hopefully the next generation or even my daughter could come to this place and see it like I did.
And to remember those who were here first. Carletta Toulouse was born deep within the Grand Canyon, a member of the Havasupai tribe. They're considered the guardians of the Grand Canyon. They have lived here at least 800 years. When you look back at this natural wonder behind you, do you call this home?
I'm standing here at my homeland, and I'm very happy to be a part of the Grand Canyon. It's a part of my history, and it's also part of my ancestors, and it runs through my blood.
We're marking 250 years of America. A lot of people will be celebrating and reflecting. Do you think that people recognize that Native Americans, indigenous people, were the original protectors of the Grand Canyon?
I don't think they know, but they will know now. We want America to know that we're still here, and we're still going to fight for the protection of the Grand Canyon.
When Americans come, and millions come every year, and tourists from all over the world for that matter, and when they look out from these points at the beauty of the canyon, is it your hope that they also think about the indigenous people who were the original caretakers of this wonder?
We're making sure that they do. The Havasupai tribe, who has never left the canyon,
Ed Keeble is the superintendent of Grand Canyon National Park. What is your hope on this 250th that Americans coming to this park will stop and think about as they're looking out at this great beauty?
So my first hope is that everybody who comes to the Grand Canyon has an experience of awe, and that commits them to understanding the value that places like Grand Canyon National Park have in America.
And back in the canyon, we meet the Whitaker family from Anderson, South Carolina, as they hike back up to the canyon rim. I wonder if the quietness of the canyon, this relative silence, if that's been a gift for you all.
You can sit and not hear anyone except maybe a condor or something. You know, we live in such a world that you just can't find silence anymore.
Absolutely.
You can't escape the noise.
Yeah.
But here it's somewhat humbling, isn't it?
It is.
Absolutely. It points you beyond yourself, for sure.
I'm so glad you came.
Yeah, we are too.
And as the sun sets on this day, we witness the silence that sets in. Only the birds fill the void.
Hear that? So one of the greatest things about the silence, it's the ability to hear things you never hear.
It's pretty humbling, isn't it?
It's extraordinary.
And we wonder, after living the canyon, hiking it for more than a year, if these moments are still singular.
When you look out and you see the sun setting on the canyon here, if it still hits you exactly the same way.
I think it hits me more.
Why?
Because now I realize the immensity of it, the beauty, the awe and wonder that we all have to stand up to protect this place.
It is so true, and it was so profound to stand there as the sun was setting in the Grand Canyon, to have traveled down the Colorado River, to have hiked down the canyon, and to meet the Whitaker family you saw there from South Carolina, who spoke of the silence inside the canyon itself. All you can hear are the birds and the breeze. And it's quite humbling, and it reminds you that in these times, with all of the noise that comes our way, that perhaps that's also a gift here on the 4th, to take a moment and to appreciate the great natural wonders of our country. In fact, coming up, our second big reveal in the 7 Wonders of America. When we come back here on this special broadcast of America 250, Diane Sawyer is standing by, and where she plans to take us next. Can you guess where she is? In the Appalachian Mountains, the mountains that take us, stretching 2,000 miles from Alabama to Canada, introducing us to the people who call these mountains home. And Robin Roberts is here at one of the most unique landscapes on Earth, a wilderness unlike anything else in the U.S. And they are the tallest living things on Earth, some standing more than 1,000 years. And you'll see what happened when I asked if we could try to measure just how big these ancient trees really are. We are just beginning our journey to every corner of America, and Diane Sawyer is next.
When I walk into that forest, what really strikes me is that it is so quiet. And it's a place that I can go to and get a sense of connection to something as big as those trees, but as small as the self.
Welcome back to our coverage of America 250 as we reveal the 7 natural wonders of America. Our second reveal here on America's 250th are some of the oldest mountains on Earth, stretching 2,000 miles from Alabama to Canada, shaping a people, a culture, and a country for centuries. Diane Sawyer takes us to the Appalachian Mountains, where every small thing has a story.
Sunrise in the ancient mountains of Appalachia, formed millions of years ago when seismic ruptures created these plummeting ravines. Waterfalls, the impenetrable forest, forming a kind of giant Eden. More species of animals, plants, mushrooms than any other single place in the country. As we head up the winding roads, nature is waking up. We catch a baby black bear sneaking another bite of breakfast, The bees and butterflies and turkeys form a morning ballet. As we hike up a hill, the National Geographic explorer's waiting high above a majestic valley. She's conservation photographer Gabby Salazar.
We're going up.
Hi, Diane. Hi. So nice to meet you.
You too.
It's in one of my most favorite places on earth.
And mine.
So we're in the Cataloochee Valley in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And I've been coming here since I was a little girl.
The Appalachians stretch an incredible 2,000 miles from Alabama to Canada, including the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Great Smokies. And yes, the haze really is blue. It's a visible sign the trees are breathing, releasing a beautiful mist of oxygen and moisture up toward the sun.
So it's like there's so much moisture in the air and these volatile organic compounds come out, and then that eventually all combines to create the blue haze.
It's so beautiful.
And in this Eden, you have to pay attention because every tiny creature contains a miracle.
So this is a little millipede. You can see all the legs.
Oh gosh, a festival of legs.
What does it smell like to you?
Definitely almond.
Maybe cherry Coke. When they get a little agitated, they release a smell. And they're kind of commonly known as like a cherry millipede or a cherry Coke millipede.
It's like every small thing has a party trick.
Absolutely, totally.
Hey Diane, you want to come check this out? Come check this out.
Meet Jack Lloyd, a local guide who is steeped in the hidden magic and medicine of the mountains.
So this is black birch, also known as sweet birch.
Like birch beer?
Like birch beer, just give it a little sniff.
Oh, I want a birch beer float.
It
smells so good.
The thing that's actually making it smell that way is antiseptic as well. They would take birch twigs like this and chew on them.
And then we meet a slimy little superstar in these hills. Why are there so few mosquitoes by this creek? You can thank the 31 species of salamanders.
When a bug drifts by, pounce.
Snatch.
Snatch.
He's under this little pebble.
Oh my gosh, look at him.
So he's the color of the rocks.
We find under a rock a little speckled gray guy, a modest camouflage. But keep looking, because nature went completely wild, creating a colorful salamander jamboree.
You've got Jordan's red-cheeked salamander, some that are bright red with little spots. The spotted salamander is a subterranean one with his big yellow spots.
We walk past old churches that harken back to the early settlements when only the bravest men and women could master life in these mountains. The hardship etched in their chiseled faces, the Cherokee, the black pioneers both enslaved and free, and the Europeans mostly Scotch-Irish. By the way, that's my Scotch-Irish family. We landed in Kentucky. And this is the beautiful home of Sheila K. Adams, seventh-generation ballad singer. Her family has been the guardian of the music sacred in these hills.
Your family came in through these mountains, your family?
Yes, sir. They sure did. They came in and down through Kentucky, really. So our families might have crossed paths right there.
Mm-hmm. And somebody said that the chief characteristics of Scotch-Irish were independence and a loyalty to kin and family.
And stubborn. Daddy used to say there was a thin line between stubborn and stupid, and for me to be real careful with that because I was stubborn.
She learned from her great-great-aunt the long-lost love songs, hundreds of years old, carried here from England, Scotland, and Ireland. The melodies preserved as the women passed them down, most of them cautionary tales for young girls.
Well, how about I sing you one of the love songs? This is one that's called, you'll love this, The False True Lover.
Tell me about it.
Well, I wish to the Lord I'd never seen your face or listened to a word you said.
We're joined by the next generation, her young cousin, Donna Ray Norton.
Snowing, it's snowing, the world is turning white. Sun lights up the daytime, save Donna for the night.
Before we go, Sheila has made a feast of mountain specialties. Johnny cakes, biscuits, fresh blackberries, fresh apple juice. It happens again when we go downhill and meet someone else honoring her ancestors, cooking family recipes and paying tribute to the women who sold fish to provide for their families.
It was such a source of income for a lot of women, especially black women. They could then prepare it for their communities and go out into their areas with these grease-soaked paper brown bags yelling, "Good hot fish, come get your good hot fish."
It's the name of her restaurant. She's Ashley Shanti, and it's so good, it's in the Michelin Guide, celebrating her catfish, hush puppies, black-eyed peas.
This is so thrilling.
It's another story rooted in these hills, the importance of the black communities, also here, also fighting to survive. Poet laureate Dr. Frank X. Walker coined a word, Affrilacha.
The term Affrilachian, coined by Dr. Frank X. Walker, I think perfectly describes the impact that blacks have had on Appalachia. The banjo coming right from Africa, and also freed blacks finding place here, the place where they found freedom and were able to really be married to the land and find wild foods and be barefoot in the woods and not have that feel as threatening.
Walking along in the afternoon, the sun is shimmering through the dancing trees.
You know, I grew up in central kind of North Carolina, and I was 11 years old when my dad gave me a camera for the first time. It was film photography at the time. And this is really the area where I learned how to take photos. And I see an elk, Diane. Shh, shh, shh. Do you see the elk in the forest?
It's a baby there behind the leaves, looking back at us. And that baby is a kind of triumph. The elk disappeared in this region 250 years ago, and then in 2001, conservationists brought them back.
And so this is a herd of elk that is a successful reintroduction, and it's really a conservation success story.
As the sun is softening in perfect silence, a herd of huge elk, some weighing 900 pounds, quietly emerge from the trees all around us.
You know what I love about this is, like, do you feel it in your chest, that wonder here? Like that feeling of awe?
By September, when it's mating season, these young adult males will look like this.
But I love them when it's mating time, they look smacks. They get these huge antlers.
Huge antlers and a sound that signals you'd be lucky to mate with me. Imagine hundreds and hundreds of years ago that sound in counterpoint to the native flutes of the Cherokee. This is Jared Wildcat, a prominent keeper of the ancient stories. Nearby, other artists are keeping alive the sacred history of native people who lived in a perfect understanding of nature. These women are smoothing the barks of trees, and they don't need any rulers to cut the strips as they weave them into stories that stretch back centuries. This is master basket weaver Louise Goings.
You just know how much to pinch over that you can cut an eighth, you can cut a 16th, and you can cut a quarter.
No, I was going to say you can cut an eighth or a 16th. Some of us would be hacking the whole thing on.
Louise taught her granddaughter, Lauren.
I was 6 years old when I started making baskets.
Did you like it, or did you say, oh no, I don't want to do that, Mom?
No, I liked it. I really liked it.
It just connects to something infinite.
Yeah, it does.
Centuries ago, the Cherokee taught Europeans how to survive in these hills, where the grains would grow and where the water flows. As gradually their sprawling home, as big as Montana, was whittled down, the land claimed by others. So today they guard a field with a small sacred mound, considered the center, the mother town of the whole Cherokee Nation. Shayna Bushyhead Condell is the executive director of the museum.
We all shift and we all change, and the point is that we're still here.
250 years later, America, not just the story of the founding fathers, but all the different stories that created our one tapestry.
And we've heard these stories over and over again about our founders and the heroes, and isn't it great that we've gone from sea to shining sea? And for Native people, that's not the case. That's not what we celebrate. The founding documents are special. And I think there's an opportunity for us to live up to them. And so it's not just about us, pushing back on that, which of course we do. We definitely push back, but it doesn't mean that we don't believe in what this country can be.
A tapestry of hardship and hope, celebrating the strength we can show together, the songs we sing, and the places we go to dream and pray and stand in wonder. It's almost night. We're hoping to see something that happens only a few weeks a year. It's a mating ritual. The Smoky Mountain Hills become an ocean of fireflies.
How does that start?
It starts, somebody has to start it. So one brave little lightning bug starts flashing. And so they flash in these patterns of 6 flashes about a half a second apart. So the first one will start boom, boom, boom. And then his neighbor would notice, be like, oh, what are we doing? And so on about the third one, he syncs up. And so it kind of moves in a wave.
There they are, a mirror below for the shooting stars above, as the mystical mountains of Appalachia fade into dark and then rise to greet the sun one more day.
The beauty of the mountains of Appalachia, and Diane witnessing that baby elk and the observation that the elk looks max when they're mating. Thank you, Diane, for the beauty of the Appalachians. When we come back, as we continue to celebrate America 250, our third reveal of the 7 natural wonders of America. Coming up here, Deborah Roberts on a journey to the world's first national park, based on the idea that everyone is welcome. More than 2 million acres filled with geological wonders and wildlife, and a history dating back 11,000 years. And look at this, standing under the tallest living things on Earth. What we discovered, some have been there for more than 1,000 years. But our next reveal right here is with Robin Roberts, where there are more than 2,000 species of plants and animals. Where Robin takes us in just a moment. And as we head to break on our live coverage, more from our National Geographic explorers with what they want to tell you about the beautiful Cape Cod.
Great white sharks now are more abundant in Cape Cod, Massachusetts than anywhere else on the planet. The seals have rebounded, and with that, the sharks have rediscovered them.
These sharks are also being studied by scientists to better understand how we can protect them.
Welcome back. We are live on this 4th of July, marking America's 250th, another of the stunning tall ships on the Hudson River here in New York City. We have watched a parade of ships pass us by, and the flyovers have been just as stunning here on a beautiful 4th of July. Hot, but there is a breeze which helps here in the Northeast. As you know, we have been sweltering in this heat. But we've seen the families lining the Hudson River to take in these gorgeous tall ships. And as you know, we have been broadcasting live all morning long, all afternoon now, on the air for 24 hours straight, celebrating this great country. You can see behind me here, this is where the tall ships are entering the Hudson, and Lady Liberty off in the distance on Liberty Island. Of course, that is where we started last night with that spectacular light show and performance from Brandy Carlisle of America the Beautiful. And we thank you all at home across this country for being along with us on this journey. This hour, our third reveal now in our 7 Wonders of America as we team up with National Geographic. They call it the River of Grass. More than 2,000 species of plants and animals stretching across the southern tip of Florida. Less than half of it remains though. So today, Robin Roberts takes us to the Everglades and we meet the people fighting to save it.
Florida Everglades, it's a magical place. It's just this secret garden that you're traveling into. And there's no other place like it in the world.
but today people see a different Everglades. My name is Betty Osceola. I'm a member of the Miccosukee Tribe of Indians of Florida. What is unique about the Miccosukee Tribe is in their constitution, they have a duty to protect the Everglades.
Originating near Orlando, the Everglades' vast wetlands flow across the state of Florida, through Lake Okeechobee and down towards the Florida Bay. Its diversity of habitats, which include the Greater Everglades and its national park, support over 2,000 species of plants and animals, including the critically endangered Florida panther.
Whoa, look at that.
I traveled down to the Everglades to meet National Geographic explorer Carlton Ward Jr.
You know, there's so much greatness, so much beauty in this country, and we've selected 7 wonders, natural wonders. Why the Everglades? Why did they make the list?
Well, you're going to see these are vistas as grand as the Grand Canyon or Yellowstone. It's just hidden in plain sight, and it's not yet part of Florida's identity the way it can be.
Coined the River of Grass, its expansive and unique ecosystem is best understood by experiencing it.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome.
I've heard wonderful things.
We ready to do this thing?
We ready.
Betty's airboat, taking us over the marsh and dense vegetation. Even keeping us a safe distance from alligators lurking in the water nearby.
Sometimes, you know, we'll make that chirping sound to mimic those baby alligators to see if the alligator will respond to it. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Historically, the Miccosukee people, we lived in the Everglades on these tree islands, and you're seeing a chicky hut structure that's built from cypress wood, because in my language, chiget means house.
What is the greatest threat that you face right now here in the Everglades?
Well, the greatest threat that I see is development pressures. This is my people's home, and for the Miccosukee to be Miccosukee, we have to keep that deep connection here. And it's continually having to remind people that in order for us to thrive here in Florida, we need to protect the Everglades itself.
You use my favorite word, thrive. I'm not about surviving, I'm about thriving. What does it need for that to happen, Carlton?
The Everglades needs to be reconnected. It needs to be protected, and it needs to be connected.
Today, due to decades of urban development, road construction, and draining, less than half of the historic Everglades system remains.
Our coastlines are pushing in, the seas are coming up, it's ditched and diked and actually dammed by roads that cut across it.
In the film Path of the Panther, Carlton explores how this changing landscape impacts the panther's long-term survival and how conservation efforts can help restore its natural habitat.
The panther is an amazing teacher because the way the panther moves across the landscape shows us what we need to do. A panther has a home range of 200 square miles. There are very few places where you can protect that kind of territory without having all the pieces of the puzzle working together as a bigger whole. And that's what the Everglades needs. It needs to be reconnected. It needs us to be reconnected because the decision makers deciding the fate of this place, yes, it's Betty fighting for it here, but it's people in Tallahassee and Washington, D.C. making decisions that they need to be reconnected to the importance and the presence of this place for the future.
115 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. Speaker.
Show the bill passes.
Through the bipartisan passage of the Florida Wildlife Corridor Act in 2021, Carlton pioneering legislation to designate 18 million acres as priority preservation landscape. That includes working ranches in the Everglades, like here at the Big Cypress Reservation, home to the Seminole tribe of Florida.
I found so much hope with the passage of the Florida Wildlife Corridor Act. I feel like it's a model the rest of the country could look to.
Yeah, there was a time the environmentalists, who didn't favor the rancher. We were on opposite sides of the fence, and then they found out we was actually the original environmentalists.
For Alex Johns, cattle ranching is not just a profession, it's part of his heritage.
A lot of people are called the cow keepers. So we keep cows and we raise cows, and it's fed our families for 500 years. You have to have these herding animals graze this land to keep it pristine and the prairies open and the invasives down and keep everything from growing up.
And clean the water. You can build a concrete reservoir with a filter that may or may not work 20 years from now. Or you can keep this open green space that can filter and purify that water on its way down into the national park.
That's right.
Whether it's the flow of water or the flow of wildlife, everyone is on the same team. A reminder that the health of the Everglades is the health of us all.
So what do you think arriving here?
What took me so long? Why haven't I done this? It is a part of Florida, it is a part of the world, it's a part of the country that people need to see.
I think coming out here, especially when the sun is just coming up and you hear all the wildlife, and automatically I'm at peace.
Robin, it takes your breath away, and I'm sure Robin will be back, and we so appreciate her taking us and the whole country there today and for introducing us to the original stewards of the Everglades. When we come back here, the fourth reveal in our 7 Natural Wonders of America, Juju Chang is here. The volcanoes, their danger and beauty, building an island paradise, and what's now growing just below the ocean surface. So where is Juju? And then Michael Strahan showing us a force of nature, attracting visitors from all over the world. 700,000 gallons of water over the edge every second. His incredible wonder coming up just in a moment from now. But first, as we go to break, National Geographic reveals the darkest skies in the country, Big Bend National Park.
Standing in a dark place like Big Bend, you look around and on the horizon there is no sign of humanity. And you feel the connection to Earth below you and the universe above you at the same time.
Okay, so the Grand Canyon, the Appalachian Mountains, the Everglades, welcome back. We are now revealing our 7 Natural Wonders of America, number 4 now, taking us to Hawaii. An island paradise built by fire over 500,000 years. The Hawaiian Islands with one of the world's most active volcanoes, with a new island growing beneath the ocean's surface. Juju Chang takes us there.
She's the steam and the sulfur, the warmth. She's the smell of that, the liquid magma, the solid rock. She shapes the land and then shapes it again. Aloha. My name is Kikuhi Keli'i Kanakaole o Haililani, granddaughter of Tutupele.
We're here at the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, home to Pele, the goddess of volcanoes. It's sacred ground for many, including Kekuhi, a native Hawaiian elder and cultural leader.
We don't have to be this close to the stars or this close to the lava. Our chants and our stories say we're actually this close. It's all of that is inside here. And so when we dream it and chant it and dance it, then that's what happens.
This is an island paradise born of fire and ash, and it's one of America's most majestic natural wonders. The start of my adventure with National Geographic explorer Andres Russo. He has studied geothermal activity around the globe, including here in Hawaii.
Hey. Welcome to Blue Hawaiian Helicopter. Thank you so much, my friend. Come on in, guys.
From the air, the island is breathtaking. It's one of the only active places to witness Earth's creation.
This is a natural wonder. When you look at Mauna Loa, the long mountain there, that is massive. We are tiny compared to that. A single human life is a blink of an eye in geologic time. And this really harkens back to so much of how our planet was created. This process is not done. There is a seamount growing under the ocean that will eventually become the next Hawaiian island.
This Hawaiian island was sculpted over time by 6 volcanoes, a continuous cycle of destruction and rebirth.
Look at that. Oh, wow, that is incredible. Oh my God, still steaming. That is amazing. You can see the steam on the bottom. That's amazing. That is an active volcano.
Kilauea just surpassed the most lava-fountain events in recorded history.
That crater is incredible. And it looks like it's just simmering. You can also see, just appreciate how huge it is.
From its base in the ocean to its summit of Mauna Kea, this is the tallest mountain in the world.
Taller than Everest. You can see that it just sort of ate up neighborhoods as it flows.
Residents on the edge of the lava flow are under a constant threat of an eruption. It was just 2018 when Kilauea erupted, causing the land to crack open with lava, bursting over 200 feet in the air, engulfing a community, destroying more than 700 homes. 8 years later, Melissa Fisk's backyard is now a portal to Kilauea's recently created moonscapes.
Hello.
Hi, aloha. Welcome to Hawaii.
What a Hawaiian greeting. Thank you. And this is your home.
Yes, for now. You never know when things can change.
How much warning did you have before houses started getting swallowed up?
That day.
Really?
But stuff's always happening here. You know, you're sitting on the couch, all of a sudden, bump.
You've got pulses of magma, right, that are moving everything around. In fact, we've got a great example of it just over here. All around here, there's actually cavities.
You can stick your hand in here.
Why? Why do I?
And you can guess how hot it is.
Oh, wow, it's hot. That's like a sauna.
Andres using his thermal imaging camera throughout our trek to see how hot things really are just beneath the surface.
Yeah, you're looking at about 130 degrees.
That's probably the hottest spot.
Yeah.
That's about 170 degrees last time
170 degrees?
As with any disaster, there's a lot that goes on. It sounds like there's bombs going off all night long. Now imagine the entire sky is red. Every night. This is going 300 feet in the air. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
That's unbelievable.
That's what? Be careful.
What have you?
Wow. This is breathtaking.
Yeah. It's still steaming, too.
We are awestruck by this view, and yet this is your backyard. The community has done a lot to preserve what's happening here. People will have a lot of emotions that come out.
It's just that it's like a birth, that it's new, it's fresh, it's new life.
It's like watching in real time the earth form new land, like a creation exercise.
During that massive 2018 eruption, 875 acres of new land was born, roughly the size of New York's Central Park. All around us, we see the many ways the volcano carves unique features into this 500,000-year-old island.
It is amazing how persistent Mother Nature is.
Once the lava cools and once it turns to stone, there's trees that get their roots into those cracks, start opening them up more, and eventually creating the lush ecosystems that we see around here.
Hawaii is a paradise unlike any other, home to 10 of the world's 14 climate zones. The ecosystem supporting everything like these green sea turtles basking on this rare black sand beach.
Wow. It's kind of glassy.
You see some green olivine crystals. There's some little glassy fragments that look almost jet black. Pele's tears in there as well.
What is a Pele's tear?
When you have any sort of lava fountaining event and those little spurts of lava go off everywhere, right? They will cool in the air in the shape of a teardrop, form into obsidian, right? That jet black, very glassy, beautiful texture, and it looks like a tear.
As the sunset approaches, we climb above a sea of clouds to the summit of Mauna Kea, the Martian-like landscape void of any plant life.
You can see why the native Hawaiians think of this in spiritual terms.
Well, when you're dealing with something so much bigger than us, the scale of this massive volcano is mind-blowing.
This is literally one of the most beautiful things I've ever witnessed in my life.
This is where science has found a place that's important. Traditional knowledge has identified this place as important.
And it reminds us that we are the stewards of this land that's made for you and me.
Absolutely.
Wow, that is just stunning, Juju, and to have traveled all the way to the summit. I won't forget it. I can't imagine what Juju feels. The singular paradise of Hawaii. One more of our wonders. And when we come back here on this 4th of July, our live coverage of the 250th, we're going to reveal our 5th of our 7 natural wonders of America. Michael Strahan with a show of nature's raw power. 8 million people drawn to this place every year, and why some say the endless roar of thunder is also the roar of freedom. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We feel so lucky that you have been along for the journey here. Our 24 hours on the air celebrating America's 250th here on ABC and across the networks of Disney as we team up now with National Geographic to reveal our 7 natural wonders in this country. Our 5th wonder now, an iconic destination drawing 8 million visitors to the border between America and Canada. One of the most powerful forces of nature on Earth, 700,000 gallons of water per second. And beneath the roar of the falls, the mist, the rainbows, a piece of American history. Michael Strahan takes us to Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls. Generations have marveled at her majesty. 8 million people visiting every year. But beyond the scenic mist flow the currents of history and scientific significance as National Geographic explorer and glaciologist M. Jackson discovered.
This is American Falls behind me. It's stunning. Water is our immense uniting force, and you get that here.
To get an up-close view of over 700,000 gallons of water per second that descend these falls, we take a ride on Maid of the Mist, a Niagara tradition for nearly 2 centuries.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard.
Oh, I cannot see a thing, huh? How did this not make you feel alive? I love it. This is why we're all here, is to be able to interact with...
Right now is, we'll call it rainbow hour. Right about 5 o'clock-ish every day is when the rainbows come out, and they can be pretty spectacular.
The rainbow is here because of all of this mist. You're seeing something go from liquid to gas, and then we have sunlight that comes through it. It scatters, and it makes these immensely, they're so beautiful, all these rainbows.
Niagara Falls is actually 3 distinct waterfalls: American, Bridal Veil, and Horseshoe. Part of the Niagara River, a waterway that connects Lake Erie to Lake Ontario. The falls were formed over 12,000 years ago by the same forces that created the Great Lakes.
We have to remember that what created this landscape is ice. When the last ice age started to wind down, that ice, it clawed itself back. And as it did so, it created the Great Lakes. It also, as it was carving out these lakes, all of that water that was solid ice transformed. It became liquid water. And that water, it needed somewhere to go. Here is where it went.
Niagara Falls is not only this one of the 7 natural wonders of North America, it's also the oldest state park in the entire country. The falls are not just a natural beauty, we harness their power in our daily lives.
Heading to the Niagara Power Project, I'm actually really excited to see this power plant because this is where hydroelectricity, renewable energy, got its start.
Here, a tunnel beneath the city of Niagara diverts water from the river into the plant where 25 turbines then spin water into electricity.
We can generate up to 2.675 gigawatts of power.
Break that down for me. Is that enough to run my house?
It will be enough to run close to 2 million homes, so that's a lot of power.
Also powerful, erosion. Niagara Falls is slowly moving. Today, it's 7 miles away from its original location.
So 12,000 years ago, when our ice age was completing, this is where Niagara Falls used to be.
That's amazing.
I know, we're standing in geologic time right here. I love it.
But hidden within the fall's vast geological landscape, a piece of American history. It was the last stop on the Underground Railroad.
This is Cataract House Park, and it is a former site of the Cataract House Hotel. The head waiter that worked here by the name of John Morrison coordinated his staff to live double lives as secret Underground Railroad agents.
Escaping slavery meant traversing the dangers of the raging Niagara River.
Now, prior to the 1840s, there's no bridge for you to cross. You have to descend about 290 wooden steps to get into a rowboat at the foot of the American Falls to make your way across to the Canadian side.
As I'm talking with you, in the background, I'm hearing the roar of this river, because to some that roar is scary, but I would imagine to some people, that's the roar of freedom.
These breathtaking falls have not only been the backdrop for moments in history, they are part of the fabric of American pop culture. We spotted this couple getting married with the most beautiful background.
You are husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
It's iconic. Every American should be able to come see this place. I hope they get a chance to. It's absolutely breathtaking.
The falls are just extraordinary, aren't they? And when you put the fireworks there with them, it truly is an American wonder. Our thanks to Michael Strahan for that. When we come back here, Deborah Roberts standing by with our 6th natural wonder. She's going to take us inside the world's first national park, and it's right here in America. And it's promised that everyone is welcome from the very beginning. Also ahead here, an NFL star and paleontologist digging up a 67-million-year-old mystery in the Badlands of North Dakota. And National Geographic explorer Joel Sartori creating a modern-day ark featuring endangered and captive animals in ways few have ever seen. All that's coming up right here. And soon we'll take you to the tallest trees on Earth. They're also right here in America. Can you guess where we're going to take you? But first, there's a city in Georgia, actually, with a famous tree of its own. Take a look.
The shadiest oak in Waycross, Georgia is an incredible place. It is local heritage. That's the amazing thing about the histories across this country. It is our shared legacy, stories that are tied to families, tied to place.
Welcome back to our live coverage on this 4th of July, America 250. And of course, as you know, we are revealing the 7 natural wonders of America. And now we are revealing number 6, the world's first national park, 2.2 million acres filled with geological wonders, wildlife, and history. And it's right here in America. Deborah Roberts takes us to Yellowstone.
It's the land of fire and ice. Yellowstone, the world's first national park, a rugged landscape of smoldering heat and untamed beauty. My adventure through this national treasure founded in 1872 begins at the north entrance to the park with National Geographic explorer James Edward Mills.
So it says for the benefit and the enjoyment of the people. And that was what set it apart, right? The whole idea that everybody should be able to come here.
Absolutely. This is not long after the end of the Civil War, and we're literally defining how we're going to live together in this nation. This is a place where everybody can feel welcome.
Spanning 3 states, Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming, and at 2.2 million acres, a journey through Yellowstone is not just a trip through vast space, but through a history of America.
What is it about Yellowstone that excites you so much?
This is in many ways the blueprint for how we go about protecting and preserving wild and scenic places for generations to come.
These unique geological wonders were sacred to Native Americans and enthralled early explorers. Yellowstone is famous for sitting above an active supervolcano whose magma chamber is just 3 to 10 miles below the surface. Host to half the world's geothermal wonders, Yellowstone was once described as a place where hell bubbles up.
This is Mammoth Hot Springs. Okay, we're looking at a Tabertine Formation. Water is bringing minerals up from below the surface, and it's depositing it on the areas around us.
And it looks like ice sculptures, really, when you look at it.
Sites like Mammoth Hot Springs have always drawn crowds. In the early history of Yellowstone, the U.S. Army was tasked with protecting the park, which led to an epic journey by the Army's all-black Buffalo Soldiers. This iconic photo from 1896 showing members of the unit on an 800-mile trek, testing the use of bicycle patrols, a potential replacement for the horse.
Oh my goodness.
It's very much like exactly where we are right now.
As we travel the otherworldly landscape of Yellowstone, we make our way to another geothermal marvel, the largest hot spring in North America, Grand Prismatic.
From this point, we have this spectacular landscape.
Oh my goodness.
This amazing geothermal phenomenon.
This is the site that people didn't believe was real. They didn't believe the stories until they saw pictures and paintings.
Right.
The vivid colors of the Grand Prismatic Spring, a fascination across centuries.
We had mountain men coming through this area, and they try to tell somebody that I saw a lake that was rainbow colored. You've got Thomas Moran's beautiful paintings of Grand Prismatic was one of them that they unfurled in front of Congress and said, this is what we want to protect.
Mike Hillman's a longtime guide in Yellowstone.
What causes these colors?
So what you're looking at here are what we call thermophiles, heat-loving microorganisms. Bacteria, archaea, algae are growing, and each one of them have their own kind of unique color, which gives that rainbow view that we're seeing.
As famous as it is for geological wonders, Yellowstone is known for its teeming wildlife, with 67 species of mammals, foxes, elk, wolves, bison, who have lived here continuously since prehistoric times.
This is the largest mammal that we have here in North America, this American plains bison.
They were almost extinct for a while.
Yes, they were. We got as low as 24 wild bison, and they were all in Yellowstone National Park.
And now?
And so with protection of our park rangers and all the conservationists here in Yellowstone, we have got well over 5,000.
and iconic predators like these, which lured nearly 5 million visitors to Yellowstone last year. So what is it like to be out here in this wonderland and to be able to just glimpse animals like this bear you would never be able to see anyplace?
It's been amazing. Yeah. It's just surreal.
I think we're blessed. It's a beautiful place. I mean, I'm in awe of this place.
I think national parks of America are the best.
This is the Lamar Valley, called America's Serengeti. Its sprawling valleys, a paradise for wildlife watchers.
These are the Purple Mountains Majesty. These are the landscapes that inspired much of how we define freedom in what we describe as American democracy. It all starts in natural places like this.
And that's what's amazing. This is a physical kind of manifestation of democracy in your view.
Absolutely. But the kicker is making sure that we share it, making sure that we protect it and make it accessible to everyone.
And we've got to check out fishing.
Yes.
Because you're an avid fisherman.
Yeah, I love fishing.
So we head to the Firehole River, named for the steam rising from its waters. We're led by fishing guide Jason J.B. Baylog. I'm looking at the steam from the thermal activity here. It's shocking to me that there are even fish out here, because this is pretty warm water, right?
It's very warm water, yeah. It's a super unique place. When I'm talking to folks about it, usually I talk about like this is a lunar landscape. It's like fishing.
Looks like it.
It's like you're fishing on the moon.
What is it about being out here fishing for you? Because I know you love it.
We took the time well over 100 years ago to be able to set this land aside for the benefit and enjoyment of all of us. I mean, we are the people that it was meant for, and here we are living it.
You could hang out here for hours, couldn't you?
For hours. For hours and hours and hours and hours.
People come here. Some people like to fish, some people like to photograph, some people like to hike, some people just like to sit. It's something for everybody. I'm 86 years old. This is my 54th summer.
Harlan Credit is the longest-serving park ranger in the history of Yellowstone, with 3 generations of his family now working alongside him.
To me, what's so special about this place is that people can kind of find themselves. And so I want to get people out. I want these people to touch it and to taste it and to smell it and to feel it, the whole environment. I believe if you do that, you've really got people convinced these parks are incredibly important. We need to take care of them. It's a legacy.
Our final stop, oh yes, the iconic Old Faithful, renowned for its exploding geyser. Early explorers actually attempted to do laundry in the geyser's hot waters. Since the park's formation, it's been the main attraction.
Old Faithful Geyser, the enduring landmark of breathtaking Yellowstone National Park.
Today, thousands gather with us to watch boiling water erupt up to 150 feet into the air, roughly every 90 minutes. Whoa! That is pretty amazing. Wow.
I'm really hoping that people will, recognize the beauty of this place and come to visit, and most importantly, help to protect it long term.
That is most certainly the goal, to protect it long term. Our thanks to Deborah Roberts and the National Geographic explorers who helped her out on that one, and that geothermal phenomenon that they didn't even think was real when they first discovered it. That was extraordinary. Thanks so much, Deborah. When we come back here, number 7, our 7th reveal in our 7 natural wonders of the country. And this one, you could say, is a towering one. The tallest living things on Earth, and they're right here in America. Hundreds of feet in the air, taller than the Statue of Liberty, and standing more than 1,000 years. They're found right here in this country, and who joined us during our interviews? Those elk right there out of the woods. This is extraordinary. Also, National Geographic explorer Joel Sartori is here. How he's creating his own animal ark, the stunning exhibit allowing you to look at thousands of creatures right in the eye. Don't go away. We have a lot more ahead here on America 250. Our live coverage continues right after this. Welcome back live here on our coverage of America 250. Live here on ABC and across the networks of Disney. You're looking at one of the tall ships coming back down the Hudson River now. We had watched a stream of tall ships earlier as they came in through New York Harbor, past the Statue of Liberty and right up the Hudson River, and we've been lucky enough now to watch some of these Great ships come back down the Hudson right in front of our broadcast location here in Lower Manhattan. Welcome back as we celebrate America 250. For well over a century, National Geographic has been documenting the wonders of nature and wildlife around the world and, of course, under the sea. Nat Geo explorer Joel Sartori is on a mission to photograph thousands of animal species from across the globe, creating his own ark and showing the world what we stand to lose.
They all look like willing participants, like they're posing for their high school yearbook, but it's kind of random accidents in a way. Most of the time they wander around and sniff, or just looking around, but eventually they stop and they look at me. My name is Joel Sartori, and I'm a National Geographic explorer. We are in the brand new National Geographic Museum of Exploration here in Washington, D.C. This exhibit, called Animals of Earth, is literally the Ark itself. Everybody knows what the Ark is. All the animals, right, brought into one place. So as you walk through here, you can't help but be overwhelmed, and that's intentional. And with no size comparisons, they're all the same. The mouse is the same size as an elephant. When I look at these animals, I just see animals that are really, really in need of our assistance. Here we can see them, we can look them in the eye, undistracted, really get a sense that there's intelligence there and maybe a basic right to exist as well. Through their eyes, they're telling me at least, do something. We've only photographed, 18,000. A lot of American endangered species in here and common ones too. And really, if we can't save the monarch butterfly, are we going to save anything? I've seen many animals that have gone onto the endangered species list and in very critical condition that have made it back. The black-footed ferret, for example, California condor, same story. The Mexican gray wolf. All these animals got down to just very few, fewer than 2 dozen. But people cared, and they rallied, and those animals are in stable condition now. Well, it's just because it's people like you and I that just wanted to do something about it. That's the great thing about humanity, especially in America. It's big and beautiful, and it's all ours. Why wouldn't we try a little bit? So, 250 years, I'm thinking about the next 50, and I'm just thinking, how many of these species will survive if we don't pay any attention to them? I don't know. I would like to think, as long as we keep educating people and giving them a reason to care, a reason to hope, I hope people take better care of things than we did.
An important message for us all, and just incredible images. How lucky are we to have them? Next, we're going to turn to an incredible discovery hidden in the Badlands of North Dakota, an unlikely pair digging through ancient America together, looking for fossils. A paleontologist and the most dominant defense end in the NFL, following his childhood passion, 67 million years in the making.
We're in the Hell Creek Formation in southwestern North Dakota, in the center of the universe for dinosaurs. Especially when you're picking, if you hit and all of a sudden it's like a tink versus the dull thud, let us know. I've been running public digs for the last 20 years, but this year we have Myles Garrett, one of the best NFL players to ever play the game, to come out here. He's an extraordinary athlete, but deep down, he's a nerd, just like me.
I am Myles Garrett. I play for the Los Angeles Rams, and I am an amateur paleontologist. I actually worked on some ceratopsians. I think it was a triceratops. My first memories were sitting in my grand's garage, and we sat the TV, a little box TV on a bucket, and stuck in a Jurassic Park VHS.
Boy, do I hate being right all the time.
I would beg my mother for books, all kinds of dinosaur books, dinosaur anything. That passion really never died off for me.
So I brought Miles to a pretty extraordinary fossil find. It's a Triceratops. So we dug, and the skull was literally right here where we're standing. And then we hit one rib from there to here. It's pretty cool, right? Like what we're doing right now. Uncovering 67 million year old rib. This rib was about 3 feet long. This animal would have been about 30 feet long, weighs about the size of 2 African elephants, or about the size of a school bus. We knew we were going to come to the Triceratops, have him help with the excavation, but I'm like, well, Miles, we found the first ever adult Tyrannosaurus Rex trackway, but it's kind of difficult to get to. So here it is. This is the first adult Tyrannosaurus Rex trackway ever found. This one shows the 3 toes, and you see the patterns. There's 6.5 feet in between each print. So it's probably walking at 3 to 4.5 miles an hour.
This thing was taking steps bigger than me every time it was moving. That was amazing. Getting to see how an animal like that moved, being able to find evidence of that is magical. Being a part of an active dig and something as incredible as this is truly special to me.
And when we come back here, revealing the 7th of our 7 natural wonders of America. And number 7, let's just say, towers above them all. Looking out over the American West, some taller than the Statue of Liberty, these trees standing for centuries and uniquely American. And we're going to take you there right after the break.
From the very beginning, Walt Disney was someone that loved experiencing things with family. He also had a love of travel. At Adventures by Disney, we carry that spirit of adventure to bring that real world to life. We are here at Brooks Lake Lodge in beautiful Wyoming. This has been a mainstay for us, and it's really, as you look around, you can understand why.
This is Brooks Lake out here in the middle, and we're just south of Yellowstone, about 26 miles.
Our guides have always told us that you're not going on a vacation, you're going on an adventure.
I know when most people think of vacation, like all my friends would go to the beach and stuff. And you know, the beach is nice, but at the beach I would never be able to fly fish, go horseback riding, see the glaciers and Yellowstone, and all the different types of stuff you get to do with Adventures by Disney.
You can be like in your cabin and then step outside and like, oh cool, that's a mountain. That's just kind of normal.
My favorite part was 100% the horseback ride.
Oh, I got a fish.
Yeah!
Oh, it got away.
We did not catch a fish in about 90 minutes of effort, but we did, I think, set the record for the most tangled poles.
Your line's got a kink in it.
I found one right there.
The key is to get him to fight it.
I'm old enough to remember the bicentennial.
Yeah.
It's a great one.
It was such a big part of my youth that we wanted to do something together that was special.
It looked like.
Show the kids America. We wanted to get out there and do things in nature.
Very fun.
This is and everything we hoped for.
Welcome back on this 4th of July, our 24-hour coverage of America 250 and our giant reveal of the 7 natural wonders of this country. And now number 7, and it's a towering one. The trees reaching more than 300 feet into the sky, the tallest trees in the world, and they're right here in America. They are a true American wonder. Here in coastal California, we find nature's skyscrapers. Redwood National and State Parks, where the redwoods have stood tall for 20 million years. They are the tallest trees in the world, reaching breathtaking heights, up to 380 feet tall. And they tower over us in the park. I mean, the scope of these trees is breathtaking.
It is.
In fact, they believe the oldest redwoods here are more than 2,000 years old.
Think about all the storms, all the droughts, all the fires, all the rainstorms, all the floods that these trees have seen over their lifetimes. It's really humbling.
On America's 250th, Ben Blum, Director of Stewardship at the Save the Redwoods League, hopes we remember the towering figures here. They are quiet and majestic, and they are survivors. You look at this tree, this is older than America.
Yeah.
As we mark 250,
it's older than America.
It's what, 400,
exactly.
500 years old, but in context of the other trees around, it's kind of a relatively young, old tree, as you say.
Yeah, time is relative. This is a young tree, but it's still older than the United States of America.
And they're unique to us.
They're the tallest trees in the world. They store more carbon per acre than any forest in the world, including the Amazon, including rainforests.
So as we celebrate the wonder of America, this is certainly one of the wonders.
Only found in America.
And Ben wants to show us something.
First, you need a really large tape measure. So stick that little pokey part in the bark.
Okay.
And then I'll start walking around. We'll see how far we get before I run out of tape.
He begins to measure the circumference of one of these ancient redwoods.
So I just made it to here. We're probably not even halfway around, and I ran out of tape, and that's about 76 inches here. 20 feet.
What was that? The trunk of this tree is so big, he doesn't realize I can't hear his answer. How far did you get?
I got to 20 feet.
20 feet. And were you even halfway?
Probably not.
Yeah. And for height, he uses a laser rangefinder. Which one are you measuring?
This one right along the trail.
Pointing it to the top of this redwood giant.
That one's over 250.
Over 250 feet?
Yeah.
How long would it take to grow that high?
That's probably 500 to 1,000 years old.
Wow.
I mean, this tree was already big when we signed the Declaration of Independence. And it'll live for hundreds more years.
Their longevity and strength have long fascinated scientists. Dr. Nalini Nadkarni is a National Geographic explorer who has studied trees for decades. Here it is. So this tree is 1,500 years old.
1,500 years old.
Wow. Famously known as Big Tree. 74 feet around.
And nearly 300 feet tall. That's like a 30-story building in New York City.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
The redwoods are resilient. You see this burn scar.
I do.
These trees are survivors.
They're survivors. So they have incredibly thick bark that can be like a foot thick.
And it's almost a sponge-like quality.
It's like a sponge-like quality. They don't have resins in there like pine trees do, which make them very flammable. These guys are not flammable. They are the opposite of flammable. So what this cushion of bark does is that if a ground fire comes through, you can see, yes, it burns the outside of the bark, but it actually protects the inside.
Nalini has long been captivated with the entire tree, with what unfolds at the top. Most of us, when we walk through these national parks, we look at the trees, we look at the size of the trunks. We don't necessarily look up the way you do.
No, unfortunately we don't. I do.
You climb to the top of these trees to study the ecosystems that exist at the very top.
Exactly.
She has been climbing trees hundreds of feet tall for 40 years now, discovering a hidden world above.
As you climb up into the forest canopy, the whole climate changes. You get much more sunlight. You get much greater extremes of relative humidity and temperature. You get much more wind. It's almost like the atmosphere of an open field. And the architecture, the structure of the canopy is so different from the forest floor.
This is not for the faint of heart here.
No, it's not.
Walking at 100 feet up.
I know.
But it gives you an extraordinary view of these redwoods.
It really does.
She guides us some 100 feet up on a suspension bridge where we sway between the redwoods. It gets you closer to the crowns.
Yes.
Where entirely different communities are living in these trees.
Absolutely. So there are ecosystems there with mosses and lichens, with canopy soils, with salamanders that you just never would see on the forest floor.
In fact, the wandering salamander is a permanent resident of the redwoods. It has no lungs. It breathes through its skin. In order to do so, its skin must stay wet. So these canopies are the perfect home. The salamanders are helped by the moisture that the redwoods wick from the clouds coming in from the Pacific. And some of these salamanders never leave their world above, never touching the forest floor.
You can see right to the top of the canopy.
All the way up there, the whole forest. Canopy soils, mosses, all going on in the forest canopy.
And we take note of the sounds high above the forest floor. The birds up here.
Yeah, are beautiful. These songbirds are incredible.
It's an extraordinary study in contrast from the forest floor as you move upward through these redwoods. You can see entire ecosystems sort of changing as you climb these 800-year-old redwoods. We're about 100 feet up right here. You can see different parts of the forests sustaining themselves in different ways, the sunlight coming through. And if you look to the top of these redwoods, still hundreds of feet above where I am right now, there are entire ecosystems at the tops of these trees, living organisms that sustain themselves with the sun they're able to reach at the very top, with very little interest in ever being part of the forest floor. It is the tapestry that makes up the redwoods. These redwoods, standing strong for centuries, hundreds of feet into the air, are hiding a secret down below. Just beneath the ground, we are amazed to learn that their roots are not deep. Instead, they spread sideways in every direction, even through the streams and riverbanks that run through these woods. Dr. Lucy Kerhulis, a tree physiologist, takes us to an area where they've revealed the roots just a few feet below. Can you tell which tree this root structure belongs to?
No, they're all interconnected.
Really? So the root structure from all of these trees we sort of see around us over time.
Making a big mesh, basically, for stability. So there's strength in numbers. You know, the forest kind of supports itself. A redwood's roots maybe maximum 10 feet maybe going down, but they can go maybe say 100 feet laterally.
Yeah. Wow.
And so if you picture all of these trees around us and they have all got roots going 100 feet around them, it creates this very stable, kind of empowering, strengthening mesh.
That mesh, the intricate but shallow root system below, allows the redwoods to rely on one another, to help each other survive the storms and the fires. But there was something else they faced here, the logging that began in the mid-1800s. Americans saw opportunity with all of these redwoods.
It was viewed almost as like an infinite resource, that there was just no way that they were going to be able to get through it. And then eventually they got through 95% of it.
Which is incredible to think.
Yeah.
Jason Teraoka is a forester at Redwood National and State Parks. He tells us that back when there was logging here, they would then plant seed to replace the trees, later dropping seed from helicopters above. New trees would grow, but so close together, they would starve each other. As you look through the redwoods here, you can see where the branches once were. This is the tree giving up those branches because it couldn't get the nutrients because of the crowding.
There was no more sunlight hitting the branches, so that's an automatic signal to the tree that it can't support those branches anymore.
And in the crowded redwoods, they're sort of starving one another because they're competing for the sunlight, are they not?
That's right.
Their goal here now is to thin out some of these trees, to give them a chance to grow into a true redwood giant.
Tiny bit of an adventure, David.
Yeah. We approach an opening where, after their work here, we can see the sun now streaming in. You can actually see how much brighter it is right here.
Right, how much sunlight
is actually reaching.
Is kind of getting through.
And the trees are responding. And you see literally the canopies growing before your eyes here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to feel somewhat hopeful for you.
Yeah, definitely. Watching the vigor of these trees develop from, you know, a tree that's almost literally starving to a tree that's vigorous and happy. It's great.
And now has a chance to grow into one of the great
old growth trees. Yeah.
So you have hope.
I have hope. I have hope.
The foresters have had help here from the people who lived here first. So we're walking on ancestral land right here.
Yeah, this is the home of the Yurok people.
Where we're standing right now used to be one of those mills.
Yeah, it used to be an old growth logging mill.
Taking down the beautiful, massive old redwood trees.
Yeah, and milling it here on this site.
Joseph James is the chairman of the Yurok tribe. Native Americans were the original stewards here. And after decades of trying to restore the land, to clean the water, the mill is no longer here. The trees and the wildlife coming back. And we notice the elk emerging at the edge of the woods. We've seen their numbers grow as we've been standing here.
Yeah.
And to me, it just symbolizes the return of wildlife here and the land to what you believe it originally was.
Well, we call that that's good medicine. That's good prayer. Restoring, bringing things back. That's the way it was. What comes to my mind and my heart is good medicine.
Good medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're talking, we marvel at their curiosity. This is incredible. Look at how close they're coming.
It's nice. It's beautiful.
They're staring at us as we look out at the work you've all done to try to bring this back.
It's a beautiful day. It's a good day for the Yurok tribe and Indian people and our partners who thought this day would never happen or never come.
And as the sun was setting at Redwood National and State Parks, the elk were on the move. And Joseph, who grew up here, told me that the elk have never come that close.
Yeah, that was the first time came that close.
Really?
Yeah.
That you've ever had that?
Yeah, that close.
I mean, that's got to make you feel like there's been progress here.
Oh, 100%, David. This is things that we pray for, to bring things back into balance. Makes your heart full.
Makes your heart full. And can you imagine, he grew up there and never have the elk come that close. It was sort of a moving moment for us standing there with him after all of that work to restore the redwoods, and to think that so many of those trees are much older than the Declaration of Independence. They had been around for hundreds of years, and as he told us, the steward there in the park, they'll be around hundreds more. I hope you get to the redwoods, and if not, I hope you feel like you've been there now. And on this 4th of July, a look here at the brand new National Geographic Museum of Exploration in Washington, featuring an exhibit unlike any other, red, white, and blue images from across America. Take a look.
This exhibit here at National Geographic, the red, white, and blue, speaks to our country.
It's full of color, it's full of life.
It is this emotional journey. These are smoke jumpers. They're looking at their parachute to make sure that there's no tears in it. It has one kind of mysterious quality to it, but there's a deeper story behind it.
The picture you're seeing behind me is of a horse called Zoda. When you see the horse, you're seeing often a reflection within yourself.
This photo shows a pod of spinner dolphins in the waters off of Oahu in Hawaii. For me, the color blue represents this ocean world that we live on.
I love the diversity of all of these expressions of love and life.
It's full of heart, it's full of pain, full of beauty.
Well, I think you realize that there's no one narrative when you look at these images in regards to our country.
We're weaving a large blanket of what it means to be human, and these are just really small glimpses of what we are as like specks in that tapestry.